For you, who are about to embark on a new voyage, Airports of Rome has decided to bestow upon you a gift. Stop, if you will, and listen. A short audio tale about the soul of the city you're about to visit. It's hard to summarize the spirit of a place in just a few minutes, but we've made a humble attempt. Enjoy the pleasure of discovery. Cagliari. The soul of Cagliari reveals itself to those that don't seek it. The city is elegantly modest, private, unassuming. Translated into music, it would be a deep, moving, minor chord. It would be the sound of a cello, plucked or caressed, but always embraced. The Italian writer Guido Piovene, over 50 years ago, said that Sardinia is compact and radically different from the other Italian regions. Similar to a current that refuses to become part of the sea, Sardinians pride themselves on their uniqueness, and they refuse any and all labels that foreigners may attempt to apply. At the time in which Piovene pronounced these words, Sardinia was famous for the great sugar factories of Oristano, the zinc mines of the inland, the earliest romantic tourism in places such as Alghero, of which the writer said, celebrated by all, but seen by very few. These were the times of Oliena wines, of boar hunting in the autumn winds. The city of Cagliari was proud, but also looked upon with suspicion by the rest of Italy. It was even seen as a problem that somehow needed to be straightened out. Another Italian writer, Marcello Foix, pointed out that despite being the birthplace of the first Nobel Prize-winning Italian woman, Grazia Deledda, it was still normal to emigrate elsewhere, to escape from the island. All this would change when a great soccer player would do the exact opposite. Celebrated athlete Gigi Riva moved from Lombardy to Sardinia, and here he made his fortune. You can visit Cagliari for a day, or, as Gigi Riva did, choose to never leave. Enchanted as you are by the musicality of the local language, by the beauty of the cathedral and the splendid fortified quarter of Castello, of Saint Remy Bastion, of the Roman amphitheater and the public gardens. On top of the shrine of Bonaria, you can look onto the sea. The name itself, Buon Aria, good air, links it directly with Buenos Aires, which is why Pope Francis himself chose it for his first stop on his trip across Italy. Leaving the city, you may visit the striking Sella del Diavolo, literally the Devil's Saddle, where the legend says that the legions of God clashed with those of Lucifer for control of the Gulf. Cagliari is fortified, just like its lighthouses, such as those of Capo Spartivento and Capo Carbonara. Cagliari is sturdy, just like its towering nuraghe, ancient fortifications dating back to the Nuragic civilization of the Bronze Age. Of these, the Barumini site is now a UNESCO World Heritage. The giants of Monte Prama are mysterious stone warrior statues, the only of their kind found dating back to the Nuragic era. And this is the essence of Cagliari: silk and stone, shoals and sea. Its beaches are legendary. The most popular one of Poetto, that of Calamosca, guarded by a 17th century tower. The nudist beach of Figuera, which leads to the Grotta dei Colombi, or the Cave of Doves. Just a few miles away from the city, you'll find the astonishing natural park of Molentargius Saline, with its pink flamingos, and, in the archaeological park of Pula, the natural environment of cormorants and white egrets. Upon the remains of the ancient Phoenician city of Nora. The inhabitants of Cagliari will be proud to tell you the story of the statue to King Charles Felix of Sardinia. Its finger outstretched, originally intended to point outwards towards the so-called continent in a sign of unity. Yet, at the time of its installation, it was spun around and now faces a small path inwards, its back turned to everyone else. This perfectly encapsulates the spirit of Cagliari, a city happy to ignore those it deems unworthy. The story you have just listened to was produced by the Airports of Rome in collaboration with Cora Media, working together to promote culture and entertainment at the Leonardo da Vinci Airport in Fiumicino, Rome.